We're going to outline the epinephrine cell signaling pathway. When the brain perceives a stressful situation, the medulla, a part of the brain, sends a nerve impulse to the adrenal gland located in the kidneys. This impulse tells the adrenal gland to secrete epinephrine, a type of hormone. Epinephrine uses a type of signaling called endocrine to carry itself to places around the body via bloodstream. Epinephrine carries itself to muscle cells, but mainly focuses on the liver because of the large amount of glycogen stored there. The point in breaking down glycogen is to create energy by converting the broken down glycogen into glucose.
After the epinephrine is released by the kidneys and sent into the liver, reception takes place. The protein-based ligand binds to a transmembrane receptor. This triggers the receptor to undergo a conformational change. The G protein, which is attached to the receptor, releases GDP and takes up GTP to activate. The G protein then splits into two parts, where the active part with the GTP goes and binds to adenylyl cyclase. The now activated adenylyl cyclase converts ATP to cyclic AMP, which acts as a second messenger. The G protein then deactivates by taking up GDP, which also deactivates adenylyl cyclase, and no more cyclic AMP can be produced.
Transduction is the second step in the cell communication pathway. Transduction relays and amplifies the signal to increase the urgency and the likelihood of a response. Within the cell, after the cyclic AMP is made by the adenylyl cyclase, the secondary messenger moves to and activates protein kinase A. The initial protein kinase becomes activated when the cyclic AMP binds to the kinase enzyme and separates two catalytic subunits from the regulatory region of the enzyme. The two catalytic subunits become phosphorylated by turning ATP into ADP and keeping a phosphate group. The activated protein kinases are then able to activate additional protein kinases, creating a cascade of amplifying signals. The signal is then able to activate enzymes to elicit the desired response.
Response is the final step in the cell signaling pathway. The phosphorylated protein kinase gives a phosphate group to activate the enzyme glycogen phosphorylase, which breaks down glycogen polymers into glucose molecules. Glucose is then able to travel through the membrane and into the bloodstream to be used by other cells as fuel. The enzyme glycogen synthase is phosphorylated to inhibit it from building up any more glycogen molecules, as glycogen needs to be broken down into glucose. This cellular response is regulated by protein phosphatase, which removes phosphate groups from proteins to deactivate the response.
The epinephrine signaling response is often used as an example to demonstrate the many parts of the cell signaling process. Epinephrine in particular is responsible for providing the energy needed in emergency situations. Epinephrine targets cells with large glycogen stores in order to break down glycogen into glucose monomers for cells to use as energy in the fight or flight response to a dangerous stimulus.